Kia ora, good evening. So, you know how I came up with the ending for the Dragon Princess, right? And I was talking about how, like, when he goes to her and he says, I was tricked. I thought you were a demon, not a dragon. I didn't know the difference. I didn't know there was a difference between dragons and demons. Um, I'm going to put two links in the description box. There's a New Zealand band, an indigenous band, a Māori band called Herbs that I grew up with. They were one of my favourite bands growing up back home in New Zealand. And they do a song called Dragons and Demons. I'm going to put the song up and I'm going to put the lyrics up as well. And it describes perfectly the ending to the Dragon Princess. The only thing is I don't have a name for the Moon King yet. I'm sitting here with my son and trying to we go through all sorts of names and that, but I've decided that in order to make my story franchise and the movie franchise and all of that run smoother, and be less complicated, I'm going to change the names to stories and movies and characters and blah blah blah, because I have to remove a lot and put a whole new different kind of set of characters in, and um, yeah, the story's changed basically. So I need to make everything kind of fit because of the franchise that I'm building. So whatever I name the Moon King is what I'm going to end up naming Andre's dragon. So like, you know how I've been just joking calling him Jared for now. So if the Moon King's name's like, Jared Moon, then Andre's dragon will become called. It will be known as Jared's dragon, but it's not Jared. Because I'm not going to name him Jared. And my son was suggesting ones like Jamal and Brent. So I'm going to put links in the description box. Listen to the Herb's song Dragons and Demons, and it describes ascensions perfectly. It describes the way Māori people have that connection between our utu, like our karma, our consequences, what we believe in, what we choose to believe in with our faith, all that sort of thing, but also how it pertains to who you are as a man, who you are as a woman, like all that sort of thing. And it describes the ending to the Dragon Princess perfectly, which is why he says to her, I didn't know the difference between dragons and demons, because it was all in his head. Remember, he had been tricked. He had been almost like not hypnotized, but like blinded to the truth. He had the truth hidden from him, but what he was seeing was like an illusion, and he thought he was seeing a demon. He didn't know she was a dragon, and so that's why he says, I didn't know the difference between dragons and demons. And when you hear the song and you look at the lyrics, you'll know what I'm talking about and why I've written it in. Because remember, I said that I wanted to do one that was kind of like folklorish, like Moana, that was sort of based on like myths and legends and that sort of thing. Because obviously, Māori people, we have our taniwhas and we have our tikis. We have our dragons and our demons. Tikis can be good, they can be bad. Taniwhas can be good, they can be bad. We have our dragons and we have our demons in Māori mythology. And it's basically like your good side and your bad side, and what you choose to, how you choose to live, what you become based on the choices you make. You become a dragon or a demon. And he thought he was seeing a demon because he was led to believe that she was a demon, but she wasn't. She was a dragon. So he just knew that if he killed her, she would become what she was meant to become, and it would take her away from the Earth Kingdom, where she would be removed for her own safety, sort of thing. It was for her own safety. But he he didn't know the difference between dragons and demons because he'd been led to believe that they were all the same thing. So a whole lot of stuff needs rewriting, especially Andre's dragon. I'm just basically erasing the first chapter and just starting with the introduction into Andre. Now Jared, but not Jared. Now not Jared. Well, I'll just call him not Jared. So yeah, so listen to the song, listen to the lyrics, and then you'll get the ending. And I've also come up with a really awesome beginning to the Quantum Menace as well, where we get to like do the whole post-apocalyptic thing. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I can't wait. So, yeah, so listen to the song, read the lyrics, and then you'll understand the ending to the Dragon Princess. And the name is probably going to change.